Shabbat Shalom, Shalom. Uh, First off, I'd like to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, from whom I learned this truth from. And shout out to all the hopeful elect men and women out here who are laboring and trying to bid the elect to the marriage of the Lamb Yahweh Shai. I'm just gonna do a quick little lesson on the Sabbath. Just doing a lesson on what I know real quick. 1 second. So the Sabbath goes into the word Kadash, which you heard me in the intro saying, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which means to all praises to the Most High God in the name of his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash, which means the Holy Spirit. Kwadash means holy, which goes into the word holy, clean, sanctified, which is that's actually where you get the word sanitary. I'm gonna start off with Exodus 19. I'm gonna look at 9 and 10 here. The Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Okay, so this is going to be a quick lesson of what to do and not to do on the Sabbath, and how to keep it holy, how to keep it clean. So one thing you shouldn't be doing, I'm going to just go to the next chapter, and this is Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Verse 9, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Verse 11, for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. I thought I was having dyslexia moment. That's what it says. And all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So that's one thing. And maybe the most commonly known aspect of the Sabbath is to do no work. Now, we're under grace, and I know some brothers do have to go to work. And, we're all just trying to keep the commandments to the best of our ability and rehearse the righteous acts as the chosen people of the Most High God, Yahweh. Let's see. Let me go to Exodus 35, because these are more things we should and should not be doing on the Sabbath day. Let's see, Exodus 35 and 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. And that goes into no cooking. There's a law that says to the day before the Sabbath to cook double portions for that day. And that's what we used to do on the Sabbath day. We used to cook, and that's actually one of the first feast days, might be the first feast day besides the Passover, that we were I don't know the word, endowed with, ordained to do. We would cook before the sundown, and we would have a feast, rest, and focus on the Lord and his words. And we would all go into temple the following morning and throughout that whole day until sundown, which is the ending of the Sabbath, focus on the words of the Lord. Here's another thing that we're not supposed to be doing on the Sabbath. This is Nehemiah 10 and 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath, nor on the holy day, and that we would leave the seventh year and exactation of every debt. Pardon me. So on the holy day, which includes the Sabbath, the seventh day of each week, and the new moons, which I'm going to go into in a minute, we're not supposed to be buying or selling. So that means, that's pretty plain. Try to do all that before sundown on the Sabbath, which I'm going to go into also as well. Now, this is Leviticus 23 and 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall not do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. So it's also a day of congregation with the brothers, if at all possible, or you are supposed to dwell. If not possible, you're supposed to dwell inside your home. Not really supposed to be going out, handling errands and all that. You're really only supposed to go out and do the work. Because Yahushua went out on the Sabbath. He always went into the synagogues, which is the temple, and did the work. It's which he revealed in his ministry. It's lawful to do good things on the Sabbath. What is good? Doing, keeping, and teaching the law. Here's another thing I learned about the Sabbath. I didn't learn this until getting pretty immersed into the truth, baptized into the truth. This is Leviticus 15 and 16. We're not supposed to have any kind of sexual relations or emissions. I'm assuming anybody listening is grown. We're not supposed to have any kind of discharge, or we're supposed to keep it clean and sanctified, man. No dead bodies, no sex. Keep it clean. This is Leviticus 15 and 16. If any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until even. The woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until even. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, her period, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until even. See, like, this goes into leprosy and dealing with dead bodies and dealing with people on their period, different sicknesses. These are considered unclean in the culture. So we're supposed to separate ourselves from that. That's what holy means, is separate. Let's see. And going back to 16 and 17, the word seed in the Greek is actually sperma, and in Hebrew is zerai. So no sex, no whacking it. You know what I mean? No, nothing unclean. If you do happen to copulate, you know what I'm saying? If you do happen to bust one, this goes for your lady as well. You're supposed to wash your bedding and clothes. Also, going back to Exodus 35:3. Let me just get it real quick. It's not going to be a super long lesson. It's just things you should and should not be doing on the Sabbath and how to keep it holy. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. To my understanding, that means cooking. I think that might mean don't light your fireplace or your grill as well. I take it pretty seriously. I personally don't light any candles. I'm just now learning you can maybe light incense because they still went to the temple and lit incense. Still learning myself. Those are all the basic things, I believe. Oh, and the last is not to do your own pleasure on the holy day. Supposed to give all your heart and mind to the words of the Lord. Let me go ahead and I'm about to close out in a second. Hold on. I got to go to camp. This is Genesis 1:14. So now I'm about to go into when is the Sabbath. Now you know how to keep it and what to do and what not to do. So now you need to know when the Sabbath is. So a lot of Israelite camps will teach that Saturday is the Sabbath day. But that's going off the Gregorian calendar. We actually went by the signs of the heavens. And I'm about to go on that right now. Excuse me. This is Genesis. This is Genesis 1:14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days, holy days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, and the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So we're actually supposed to go by the new moon. And I'm about to bring that out in Amos 8:5 right now. So many camps teach we're supposed to do the Sabbath on a Saturday, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. But that is incorrect. We're supposed to go by the new moon, and that determines the day of the Sabbath for the month. And that's an easy look up. This is the age of information. You could look up the new moon days for the rest of the year. You can look it up for the next 1,000 years, really, man. It might be more than accurate or more or less accurate. Let's see. I was supposed to be looking up Amos 8:5. 8:5. Land this last point and then close it out. Saying, this is Amos 8:5. Saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making ephah small and shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit, that we may buy the poor for silver and the needy for a pair of shoes. Yea, and sell the refuse of wheat. This is actually a rebuke, saying the Israelites can't wait for the Sabbath to be over so they can keep doing their illicit dealings, falsifying the balances by deceit. But it's also proving that the new moon is a Sabbath and what you're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing. So I'm going to read that one more time. Amos 8:5, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making effort small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit. So they're waiting for the sun to go down. The Sabbath is it starts on the new moon for each month. Salaki. It starts on sundown the previous day until sundown the next day. And once you start keeping the Sabbath in order, by the order of the heavens, which the Lord ordained, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua ordained, you'll notice that at the end of the Sabbath, every time you end the Sabbath, you're going to notice the moon is in a certain phase. So on that new moon day, you're not going to actually see the moon. And on the next couple of days, you're going to see the waxing crescent. Probably about 2 days later, with Venus right next to it, typically. Then 6 days from then, on the 7th days, on the 6th day on sundown, it's the Sabbath again. And on that day, when the day is over, at sundown, when the Sabbath is over, you're gonna notice there's gonna be a first phase half moon. And then 6 days later, on that 6th day on sundown, you will do your Sabbath. And then at night, when it's over, you're going to notice it's a full moon. And then 6 days later, on the 7th, 6 days later, on the 6th day, on sundown, you're going to do your Sabbath. And then the next day that completes the Sabbath on sundown, that's a whole full day for the Lord. You're going to notice it's a third phase half moon. And then 6 days later, typically, you're going to have one more Sabbath throughout the month. You're going to complete that. And then typically, you're going to notice that the new moon is going to be a day later, or at most 2 days later. And that will begin the new month. And moon, if you look in the etymological online dictionary, the month literally means moon. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I'm going to start trying to do a lesson on the Sabbath anytime I'm preparing. So here's a reiteration of things we're supposed to do and not do. And the Sabbath, to me, bro, the law is a bunch of things you are not supposed to do. There's very few things that the Lord really asks us to physically get up and do. The Sabbath can be a tad burdenous when you have things of this life that you need to attend to, but you need to it's like you need to give that day up for the Lord. Or you might be very busy, running out of time to cook, but Lord willing, we're all gonna we're just rehearsing the righteous acts, man. So I'm gonna tell you what I do real quick, which is going according to the scripture, and I'm about to close out. The day before the Sabbath, we just had a new moon. For example, we just had a new moon that landed from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which happens to be the day that a lot of these other camps believe we're supposed to be keeping it, but it's not necessarily like that every month. It transfers from day to day because of the new moon. So yesterday was Friday. Last night, I handled my business. We ran errands. A friend or an Akia took me to go get some food for the house, and the water to him for that. And I started immediately cooking. I made me some sketty, man. An Italian, but actually very prevalent American dish. Really quick and easy to eat. quick and easy to make. You know what I mean? I did all of my dishes, swept up, cleaned, washed clothes. If you're with your lady, you need to maybe handle your business with her before the sunset, because you're going to need to sanctify yourself and clean yourself if you want to be clean for the Sabbath day. And then you're still going to be unclean until evening. But that evening that the Sabbath starts, you'll be clean. So no sex on the Sabbath, no cooking. I handled my cooking the day before on that Friday. It lands on a Saturday, which is today. So now I got something to eat. My chores are done. I'm not cooking or cleaning or doing any work. Let's see. Man, this is longer than I thought it would be. I'm about to go congregate. I'm about to go to camp on Saturday. Now, on a day that might land on a weekday, you might not be able to congregate. That's when you stay in your dwelling and focus on the words of the Lord. And, get into your scripture and rest, man. It's a day of rest, man. Take a break, relax your mind. Don't stress out about the things you could be doing in the world. I've been through that phase, and this might seem inconvenient, but you're keeping the laws of the Most High God, Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai. Let's see. No flames. I blew out all my candles. Not trying to focus on my own pleasure. I don't work out on the Sabbath. I don't really do my own pleasure. I don't really play my piano. I might play a little music, but I'm really focused on the words of the Lord predominantly throughout the whole day. Let's see. No cooking, no work, congregate, no sex, wash and sanctify yourself, no flames, which goes back to no cooking, and don't do your own pleasure, and no buying or selling. I might want to go to the store and get a drink. I will wait until sundown, which is convenient for this time of year because it goes down early. The stores ain't closed. In the summertime, the sun might not go down till 8:30, 9, damn near 9:30, sun going down. And the stores might be closed. That's where it can be a little inconvenient, especially when you need to buy things for the next day. But we're going by faith. We're keeping the law by faith. And we're going to have faith that the Lord provides everything we need, man. That was it, man. Lord willing, you were edified. I'll see you at the next one. I'd like to end off by giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that taught us the truth. And shalom to all the hopeful elect, man, women, and children out there, man, trying to get right before the day of the Lord. And after that day, Lord willing, we'll all be in the kingdom, man. And it's going to be a great pleasure to go up to the temple and keep the Sabbath. It's gonna be great to see you guys, man. Okay, yeah, that's it. Shalom. I gotta get ready for camp. Shalom.